Aloha! Okay. I've never been to Hawaii, but we've known Hawaiians, so I've always wanted to do that. Oh, and it's not Halloween either. Although this might be kind of scary, right? Has anybody that's listening right now, has anybody had bees, or do they have, you have bees? Have? Others? I've had, I don't know, 7 or 8 probably people that have come up to me the few times I've been at the table over there that have had bees. That have bees or have had bees, and it's fun. It's fun to talk with people. I haven't talked to too many. I'm going to talk about 2 today. Can you all hear me? I need to probably hold still. It's been about 3 years ago or so, 3.5. There were 2 occasions where I heard a man that's got really white hair and a beard, and he talked about several archaic type skills. And one of the things he brought up on 2 occasions was beekeeping. And both times that he talked about that, something filled my whole body, especially right up here, which not a whole lot there, but it did. And I felt impressed, but at the same time, I had all these thoughts. Maybe some of you did too, and maybe you have, some of you that have had bees or whatever. At first, I didn't know anything about bees. I'm nobody. Never. They're killers. They kill people. They sting people. They're all going to die on me. I had all these thoughts that I can't do this. I can't do this. Well, finally, my brain kicked in, and so I went to the internet and I started looking up, and there are thousands and thousands of people on the internet that have bees, and in all shapes and sizes. But and I learned a lot there, and it gave me confidence to say, you know what, I can do this. I know that I can do this. So I dove in. I thought, where do I start? I better talk to somebody that I know that I can talk to that might walk me through things. So I recalled a man that worked for us down in Las Vegas many years ago. He was our manager, and I know he kept bees, and I know that he had moved to the Enoch area in Cedar City, Utah area, and that he still had bees. So I gave Ryan a call. I talked to him. He answered a lot of my questions and gave me a lot more suggestions and gave me ideas and whatnot. And then he said, Scott, if I were you, I'd go to like Cal Ranch here in Cedar City and just see what kind of tools they have, the boxes and different tools. And so I thought, yeah, I'm going to go do that. And so I studied up some more online with the different tools, and I thought, okay, here's my list of tools that I've got to have to get started. I went, and I also went to IFA there in Cedar, just maybe a quarter mile down Main Street. And so I went to both twice that day. I got this at IFA only because it fit me. The others didn't fit me at Cal Ranch. Anyway, I bought the things that I needed and made the purchases that day, got home, and then it's like, okay, I think I need to get some bees, right? So people were always talking about these nukes. I didn't know what a nuke was. I thought, is this some sort of a bomb, bee bomb or something? I don't know. But it's short for nucleus, which is a colony of bees. Another term a person might use is a family of bees, right? A family working together and producing together and whatnot. So I called Ryan, and Ryan suggested, well, he said the place where he got his nukes out of Provo, Orem area, Knight's family honeybees, it was too late in the season that year, about 2.5 years ago. And so I got a hold of some friends of ours, the Carters, that lived right in Enterprise area where we're at. And they gave me the name of Brett Chamberlain, who lives down in the Washington Fields in the St. George area. So I got a hold of Brett, and he's a professional. He's got several hundred hives, and he makes a living from all kinds of parts of beekeeping. And Brett agreed to sell me a nuke. And so I set up a time and a date and went down to see him. It was really interesting, and I'm not like Alyssa. I don't do this kind of stuff on the screen, but he said, you need to bring your brood box down, which is the lower box. That's where the bees go in and out. That's where the queen will always need to stay to make the brood, to make the new bees, right? Both male and female. And he said, bring your box and bring the 10 frames that are in that box. I've got a frame on the table over there, but anyway, so I did that. I went down and he had already arranged a queen and several hundred, probably 400 or 500 worker bees, which are all female, and a complete brood, which had everything there to start out. And he traded me 9 of my frames, my empty new frames, for his full frames of different things. And I thought, wow, this is different than I expected. But anyway, and everything else was. But I just remember I sealed it up and strapped it down so the bees didn't come up and sting me while I was en route to get home, about 40 minutes away. And I just remember being excited yet nervous. Okay, here I've got everything I need. Are they going to die on me? Are they going to get, fly away or whatever? Got them home and got started. We let the bees, just because of different people's opinions, but I decided to let the bees just grow for the first year. It was springtime of the one year. The next year, we actually extracted the first honey. We've extracted in 3 extractions 40 quarts, which is about 120 pounds of honey. And we have been elated every time. For those who have ever thought of bees, I remember seeing one man just recently, talking to a man, and he said, yeah, he only spends about 20, 30 hours a year with the bees. That's all the time you have to take to have a hive, And I thought, yeah, that's about right for us. I'll go check it. In the wintertime, you don't want to expose the bees to weather under 60 degrees, and so we live at a mile high, and we get snow and weather and stuff, cold. And so in the winter, I hardly check on them at all. And I won't go into the details, but it's been fascinating. The bees do all the work. The extracting of the honey takes about a day each time. So my wife and I have spent about 30 hours in a year and a half, 3 extractions, getting the honey out of the comb. And it's wonderful. I'm going to say we've probably spent altogether thus far maybe $500-600. And if we were to sell our honey, raw honey, as is and by the quart, we would probably make 3 times that amount. But we choose to keep the honey, give it to some friends. Some friends have offered us a little bit of money for some and things like that. But we've got years and years of supply already of honey on top of what we already had store-bought. Let's see. I guess just in conclusion, miracles happen. I think we all know that. We all have had miracles. And we had a miracle happen. Went out one day to check on the hive, and there was another hive there. A brood box, the bottom box, and a honey box on top of that, full-size boxes. And it's like, where did this come from? And we eventually found out where it came from. But if you have any questions about the mystery hive, there's more to the story just recently, and come see me at the table that's just right over here. Thanks.